turn on the Jets there in the second half. So heck of a game by us all the way around to continue to fight, get ourselves back in the game, and explode there in the second half.
When you guys went into halftime, was there any message said, or because you guys came out as a different team in the second half?
Well, you know what, they credit them. They came out and sort of took advantage of some of the mistakes we were making, and made some plays and put us in the hole, which we really, we dug ourselves a hole there. Just can't do that, obviously, but like I said, this team has a never say die attitude. We've seen it 3 times this year already. Just continue to fight when we're down by 3 scores, and so again, can't say enough about our guys just continuing to fight as a team. No one got down on each other offensively. We just kept plugging away. We knew our defense was going to get some key stops, which they obviously did. Dave Temple has a heck of a quarterback there. He was able to make some plays and do some unbelievable things with his feet as well as his arms. So, great job by him, and those guys came to play today. So, but again, our team just continued to fight and plug away, and we finally got something going.
Did you ever put up these kind of numbers at any level?
I was just thinking about that earlier. I don't think so. It sure would have been nice to not have to take those last 2 kneel downs to be over 100 rushing, but that was a lot of fun. Yeah, well, that was a lot of fun today. Keenan Holman played unbelievable. Great to have Derek Thompson back for 158 yards there. Darius Joseph made some plays. Deion Sanders made some plays. Guys stepping up when when our top target going down. That's huge, and that'll be something that we'll continue to build on. And we have the depth there now too that they can do that and make those plays.
Is there a change in the plays that you recalled when Jeremy goes out of the lineup with that?
No. You know what? Jeremiah Gaines did a heck of a job stepping in his place. Only had a few catches there, but he really did a great job with his assignments. He's a big target that can really block, and so he did a great job coming in there for Jeremy. Losing the top receiver in the nation is always going to be tough, but I think I've said all along, we have depth at the receiver position, and we know that when someone goes down or someone's not available, it's going to be that next guy up. And personally, I have faith in them, and offensively, I have faith in them as well to go in and make those plays.
When the offense got rolling in the second half, did you know you were going to win?
Yeah, you know what? And there was never a doubt. For whatever reason, things weren't going our way in the first half, but I knew we were going to shore that stuff up and continue to fight like we have all year. Our defense, again, made some key stops there. Getting that score going into the half was huge, but there was never a doubt, I don't think, in any of our minds about what we were going to have to do to obviously come back and win, but just the fact that we were actually going to do it, I don't think anyone doubted that either.
You mentioned the touchdown you threw to Keenan at the end of the first half. Obviously, all points are important, but in terms of the emotion and attitude going into the locker room, how vital was that to the outcome?
That was huge. Coach Jones talked about once we got into halftime of getting that first stop by the defense, which they did, and then us making a three-score game, which we were able to do in the first 5 minutes of the third quarter. That's something that United would do if you're down by 3 scores. So we were able to go 95 yards there, I think, on the last drive. That was just, that was big for us. A really great job by our offense as a unit. Keep plugging away. Again, just keep fighting when things aren't going our way, and it makes them happen.
Obviously, you'd like some more wins, but considering the path your career's taken, how personally fulfilling is this season in days like this?
Well, like I said, it's a lot of fun to go out there and have the guys just Keenan 209 receiving yards, Derek 158 receiving yards, Darius 85 yards. Those guys were out there just making play after play after play. Treylon goes down, KC steps up, Prescott steps up. As a quarterback, that's really the thing that I love to see the most is those guys going out there and making plays, having fun doing it, and our guys continuing to fight, making plays, and really coming back and win this one as a team.
Have you felt that you've proved some things with these performances?
I don't go out there to I'm playing the game to be the best quarterback I can be for SMU. There's no part of me that goes out there to prove a point, send a message to anyone. Again, if game plan calls for me to hand off to KC and Prescott 65 times during the game, because that's what we're going to be able to do successfully, then that's what we're going to do. And that still puts those 2 touchdowns there by them, or by one by Prescott, one by Treylon. Those he'll still count for 6. So that's all that matters to me in the end is getting that win and being on top of the scoreboard.
Have you grown into this offense, or has the offense changed to accent your strengths?
Well, you know what? I think it's a little bit of both. I don't think 5 years ago anyone would have ever seen a Coach Jones run offense doing so much quarterback run. That being said, I'm not the fastest guy in the world. I'm just able to, we're able to make some plays when we can misdirection teams like that. They get flown one way and then we're able to sort of, cut back the other way, and that just gives us another dimension to our offense. In addition to that, growing into this offense over the first few games last year, and then continuing to get better in it as the season went on last year. Then having the offseason, having the spring and the summer, and like I've said many times before, those guys, the receivers in there, are begging me to come out and throw after I'm dog tired after running on 4 times a week, and they're just hey, come on, let's go get a few passes, and I'm just sitting there like, hey, you guys even going to go out there and run? So big credit to those guys for putting in all the work that they did every day, and can't say enough about it.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Appreciate quarterback performances in your career. How did that one rank up there pretty high?
Well, I think the last couple games, Rutgers and this one, I think at home here, Garrett has played extremely well. And you add that to Memphis making a bunch of plays there. I mean, he's really come into his own. I told him as we were leaving the field, I couldn't be more proud of him. He's battled through so much stuff, and he just outworked everybody. And now he's very comfortable in what we're doing, and he's competing. He gives us a tremendous advantage.
What did you say at halftime? You were a different team in the second half.
Yeah, well, I told him at halftime basically that we gave them everything that they had, and I challenged them to stop them on the first series. And if the offense scored the first series, I said we'll win the game. I said we get it within 7, and we'll win the game. And kids went out and did it. And Garrett, did a lot of good things. I mean, it was pretty fun to watch.
He didn't even have an interception. Doesn't get much better than that, does it?
No, he's played very well this year. He hasn't thrown. I thought the only game he had 3 picks against TCU, which was unfair. 3 of them were not his fault. He had 4 picks. 3 of them were not his fault. And other than that, he's taken care of the ball all year.
Your receivers, you got a lot of contributions from a lot of different people. How important was that after Jeremy went down?
Well, Deion went down and Jeremy went down, and Darius Joseph was hurt. We were kind of scrambling there at the end, but kids rallied up. Derek and Keenan picked up the slack and made some plays, and that was fun to see.
Was this Derek's best game since he's been playing for you?
I didn't really notice him until the last play. That last catch, it was a hell of a catch. I didn't realize he had 158 yards. But he, I'm glad that he had the success, because we're going to need that confidence as we go down the line.
How much did the scheme and plays change that you and Coach Mumme could call when Traylon Shea got hurt?
It didn't really change. I gave Prescott the ball the same way I would have given Traylon the ball.
Shed, is that the same name?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I haven't talked to the trainers yet, but it didn't look pretty.
So you don't know his
No, I don't
status
know.
from here on out. And how about Jeremy?
Jeremy got dinged, and thank goodness we got 2 weeks. He'll probably be back. And then Deion, I'm really proud of Deion. Deion did a great job in there. Big kick return, and he made some plays in the passing game that I knew he would make. And he'll just kind of really gain confidence now that he's had those things happen.